and my physics impulse momentum collision project video thing. So this video is meant to teach you some helpful skills for sports. But first we gotta know what kind of sport are we playing? Well, this sport I don't think is officialized, but it was an up-and-coming trend on the internet. So, what better way to find some videos to show you than just to go on the internet? So, I'm going to be naming this sport Get Wrecked. Any ideas? Let's check it out. So, first here, oh no, go back to where I wanted to be. So, this video, I'm going to be showing 5 video clips, and as you can see from the name of this is using exercise balls, like when you collide and it's fun and then you get hurt, and good times. So 5 clips again, 5 clips, 1 for each theme. So the first theme, or these themes are in no particular order. So the 5 themes I'm going to be showing are the impulse momentum theorem, the elastic collisions, an inelastic collision, conservation of momentum linearly, and conservation of momentum at an angle. So I would like you guys to guess in your head which one each clip is going to be showing you, and I'll tell you after. So another thing to keep in mind, these clips are super short, so keep your eyes peeled and I'll try and pause at all the right times. First video. Poor kid. Let's watch it again. And bam. Ah, pain. That guy's probably in so much pain. Anyways, this I thought showed the conservation of momentum linearly. Because, as you can see, I'm going to call this guy on the left the stationary guy, and this guy on the right the ball guy. So, as the stationary guy was standing there being a stationary guy, the other ball guy decided to run at him with the ball and have another person film it, because why not? But as the ball guy was running, he was picking up quite a bit of momentum. So when he collided with the stationary guy, that stationary guy wasn't so stationary and was sent flying and flipping till he was where he is now, flying there, sadly. But how does this show conservation of momentum? Well, as ball guy here was running and hit him, he transferred this momentum through the ball to the person, and the person was sent flying to this point where he is right now. So this shows that the momentum was conserved. Next video. One more time. Running and boom. Collision. Oh, let's go back. Not that far. There. So this shows an inelastic collision because, as you can see here, they're actually colliding and then they move off together and are stuck together. And by stuck together, I don't mean like bones breaking and skin melting and them fusing together. That's another thing entirely. I'm talking about them sticking together, moving off and flying off in another direction, just like a couple. Well, not really. But when they collide, the 2 exercise balls fly up in a point, and they are sent going off in another direction, which shows that it's an inelastic because they stuck together and moved off in another direction. Next video. Great start. Boom. Poor kid. Let's go back and watch it one more time. Great shot. Anyways, so this shows conservation of momentum at an angle. So as you can see at the start of the video, they're all running at an angle that's different from one another. Here's the guy that's about to get ragged, but he doesn't know yet. Anyways, so now back to the actual video and conservation of momentum at an angle. So once again, these guys are running at an angle, and as you can see, as they play, they hit each other, and the two guys continue, but this guy is left to cry and wallow in his own sorrows. So this guy shows that he conserved momentum at an angle, once again, because they hit at an angle, and all the momentum was transferred to this guy as he was sent flying up, up and away, but he can't stand forever, and he fell down. It probably hurt his shoulder, and a lot of other things like his pride. But here you can see that it's conserving the momentum. He got all the momentum. The other guys kept running. They got their own momentum, but he was sent flying. Next video. Oh, wait. There's a tip I have for you. So what could this guy do to change the outcome? Well, what can you do to change your outcome? This guy couldn't. It already happened, and we're watching it right now. But what you can do is you can lower your stance. So what does lowering your stance do? Well, if you lower your stance and you crouch closer to the ground, then you'll have better balance. Let me give you an example. So say a person standing straight up was pushed by another person. It wouldn't take much force to push them over, but if they were crouched and lowered their stance, it would take more force to be able to push them over. So you could apply that to this situation, or if you had ran in a game stance, which I like to call it, then you probably wouldn't have been sent flying backwards and set to lie on the ground like this guy. You could have came out proudly and hit another one of your friends and let them be the one to share this guy's fate. But as long as it's not you, right? So that is one tip that you can do. Now on to the next video. So this is just the same video later in time. Here we go. And did that fall on her? I can't tell. Anyways, one more time. There, they are flying. Now what does this show? I believe this shows an elastic collision because, well, I mean, look at them. They ran together, or they ran, not together, but they ran at each other and they collided at roughly this point, and then they were both sent flying backwards. Now this is an elastic collision because they didn't stick together and move off into another direction. They bounced off of another with these bouncy balls of fear and flew off in different directions. So there's another tip that I have for you guys that you can do. It might take a while and you can't use it right away, but if you wanted to just push someone else and not be sent flying backwards like the two girls here, then you can increase your mass and get that muscly, bulky, steely greatness. That would take a while, but hard work can get anything, right? So if you'd done that and you'd increased your mass, you would have had a larger momentum and velocity, and it'd be a lot harder to change your motion. So if you have an increased mass, you'll transfer all that momentum to the girl on the left. So let's say this girl on the right is like super bulky, like out to get this girl. This girl would be the only one set flying, and she'd just be standing there like, what? You got nothing on me, bro. So if you increased your mass, you'd have a better outcome. Last video. Looking spooky already. So, guys, enter or exiting house, and boom! Those groceries, though. 4 groceries. And you guys can't hear, but another guy, the guy that threw the ball, was yelling some mean language at this guy. But that's not appropriate for school, so we can't show that. Let's watch it again. Exiting. Walking up, and boom! Again, groceries, 4 groceries. They got the worst out of this. Anyways, what does this show? Well, through process of elimination, and if you guys have been paying attention before, you'd know that this was impulse momentum theorem. Now, what is that? If you remembered, it's I equals F times T, or impulse equals force times time. And what does impulse cause? Impulse causes change in momentum, which this guy definitely experienced. So some impulse must have been going on. So if we wanted to look at the equation, we'd actually use the impulse momentum theorem, which is final momentum equals mass times velocity. Or your final velocity equals final momentum divided by mass, but that's not important. This is showing that this guy definitely experienced some impulse which changed his momentum. So if we wanted to look at that, we could break everything down, but let's just think about the different variables. So the force that was applied to this guy's foreface came from the ball that the guy over here threw and hit his face with a lot of force, which was applied over a very short amount of time, which results in a huge impulse that causes a big change in momentum, which again this guy definitely experienced, which sent him flying backwards to where he stands there, or lays there, just questioning how he got there in life, and doesn't he look so sad and desolate? Yes, but those groceries too. So this shows, again, the impulse momentum theorem, and this guy was sent flying backwards. And one more tip for you guys. So what can you do to change this situation? Well, first, if you're an avid player of Get Wrecked, you know that you always gotta be prepared. You always gotta be on guard, and this guy was off guard and was caught off guard after he exited his house. You always gotta be ready for anything. So, another thing you can do, it's just like you're a knight in medieval times. You always gotta have your armor and your shield, and you always gotta be prepared for all those mischievous knights out there that are out to get you. But this poor knight did not have his armor. He only had his groceries. So, to improve your situation, be prepared, have your ball, and be ready to get wrecked or wreck someone else. So this was Rachel's impulse momentum collision video project for physics. Thanks for watching.